Hey, what's up, Success Nation? It's your boy, Matt Rabbit here, back with you again for another excellent video. And in today's episode, I'm going to be going over and showing you how to craft and create the perfect blog post, how to format it properly, what things to do, what things not to do. But before we get started, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that. So let's get going. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you guys exactly how I craft the perfect blog posts and how I format them. So I'm going to get started here. This is one of the demo sites that I created in a previous video for you guys. So I'm going to show you right now. We're going to add a new post. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say... Okay, something like this, my favorite travels. I'm gonna do that. Obviously, when you tab out of here, WordPress is going to create your permalink looking like this. If you have the Yoast SEO plugin activated and you have the remove the stop words, it will edit this automatically for you guys and remove some of the stop words. But right now I don't have that. So you want to keep obviously this short but optimized as well for your URL, and your title obviously should be very to the point and want people get people to open up your blog post to want to read it. Okay, because I don't have any text right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the lorem ipsum generator and just create some text. What I can do is go 5 paragraphs, generate some text. And here's our blog post. So I'm just going to copy all this. And I'm going to go back to here. And I'm just going to paste it. So first thing is first, let's talk about your text. So with the text, what you want to do is you want to break up. I'm going to start with, for example, headers. You obviously have your intro. You have your outro. What you want to do is you want to obviously break up your text to make it easy for people to read. So what you can do is go like this, and you want to break it up and have headers, okay? You want to have your headers here, and you want to break up your paragraph as much as you can with these, optimized headers. Because what happens is, like I said, people usually scan the article first to make sure it's something interesting that they want to read. So if you just have a big block of text like this, they're not really, they might click back, go back to Google and read another article. So first thing is first, make sure your headers are there, and you create a number of headers, and that's how you break up and make your blog article more digestible. So I'm going to create another one here. So I'm going to say what to pack is another one, and I'm going to do this. And then what I can do, for example, is I can break this up into something else. Okay, so I've added something like this, and what I can do is now I can break up this into subheaders as well. I'm just going to go heading 3. So now this is the main header point, and these are my subheader points. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so then what you can do is obviously you can end it. You can say my final thoughts. Okay, and then you can just end that back with your main header point over here. Okay, so that's part number 1 is headers. Like I said, we already talked about titles, optimizing your URL. This is the permalink here. I can show you guys in a second afterwards where to change this to make it look like that. And the next thing we want to talk about is the styling of your paragraph. So obviously, if you look at something like this, for example, okay, it's very, very big. So I have a couple of criteria that I use and that I always use with every type of post. So rule number 1 would be no paragraph would be more than 2 sentences. Okay, so like I said, this one has a number of sentences, very big. So let's just, pretend that sentence 1 is here. Let's just do that. So let's just make it to what I've said here. So that's one sentence is here, second sentence starts and goes to here. So what I would do right away is now that would be my sentence, okay? That would be my paragraph. The reason for this is compared to reading a book, physical paper book, it's much easier to read on screen shorter paragraphs, okay? You definitely want to have and implement shorter paragraphs, shorter sentences, that way it's more easily consumable for your readers. Okay, so with that, like I said, 2 sentences, no more than 2 sentences per paragraph. The next one is no more than 4 lines per paragraph. So what we want to do is, let's see, this is 1. We can just do something like, just to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. Let's go like, let's just pretend, okay? Let's just pretend this was, it doesn't matter. These words are all fake anyways, but let's just pretend this was just one big paragraph, okay? So I would keep this, so this goes to around here. So I would keep this like that, and say, for example, let's just add this here at the end to do that. So for example, this would be the biggest that I ever want to go. This is, as you can see, this is even starting to look a little big. So that's why you want to, keep it short and consumable, because, depending on, your front end of your site, you might have a sidebar, okay? And the text might appear very narrow. So it's obviously going to appear longer. So that's why you really want to keep these short. And so these are a couple criteria I use to also make sure that it's short and digestible, because you don't want to just randomly, have formatting. If you have content writers, if you outsource, you want to be able to tell people exactly how you want it formatted. So this is another thing that you can tell them here as well. Okay, so the next point is about linking. So there's 2 types of links. You can interlink. You can interlink in a couple methods. You can interlink to a sales page, for example, an about page, a contact page, something related to making you money, depending on what your site is. Or you can link to another piece of valuable content, depending on what's in here. As well, the other type of link is an authority outbound link. So let's start with linking to another piece of content. So for example, if I have another post, which I do, which is, this one, my first blog post, and obviously this is just all made up text, but let's just go back here and pretending that this, let's just pick this piece of text here is related to something I wrote here. So I'm just going to add a link, my first blog post, and I'm going to link to that. Okay. And what that's going to do is obviously now create some interlinks to go to another post, because if, for example, from an SEO point of view, links start shooting into this article that I'm writing at this link, it's going to start spreading some of the link juice to other articles and boosting up their sort of page authority, page value for other posts as well, to kind of, rising tide lifts all ships. All right, the next type of link that I want to talk about is if you're trying to put an inbound link to a sales or marketing page. Obviously, there's pages on your site that drive revenue, that actually are the ones that are making you money. If in your article, in your blog article, you can actually link to those pages, again, to pass SEO juice to, as well as get people to click through and go to your marketing page. So say, for example, I'm just going to use just, these couple words here. I'm going to say, call this South America. And for example, I have a page on South America that, we sell, travel on, pretending this is a travel blog or something like that. what I can do now is I'm going to link to this. Obviously, I don't have an actual South America travel page now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to the sample page and just pretend that that's my South America travel page. So this is a link to a blog post. This is a link to a sales page. So this is another type of link that you can do as well. Keep going with that. If you're writing an article, the other type of link that you can do as well is, these links actually aren't things that you can do. These are things that you should be doing literally with almost all your posts. But what you can do is an authority outbound link to do what, for example, just think Wikipedia. You have a ton of links, and the importance or the point of all of that is you want to make it easy for people to jump from one place to another. Obviously, just think Wikipedia, because what Google wants and the search engines want is to give value to the readers. So if you're providing that value and you're making it easy for people to get around and you're providing that good user experience, then you'll be rewarded for that with obviously engagement metrics and SEO boosts in your search engine rankings as well. So let's just pick another random word here and just pretend we're going to be linking out to a authority outbound site. So I've already got one here on family, 19 best family vacations for all ages. So pretending I'm talking about this and I've referenced this article here like a citation. This is the link that I'm just going to copy here and post it into my blog post. All right, so I've copied that link. I'm just going to go back here now. I'm just going to paste it, and there it is. So now this is now my authority outbound link, and I'm not losing, I'm not linking, for example, to a competitor. If you're a plumber, okay, you have a plumbing website, obviously I don't recommend linking to other plumber websites, especially in your local area, because obviously you don't want to link to your competition. But what you do want to do is link to, things, if there's, a specific association, a specific type of, general site that talks about, plumbing hacks and tips and things like that. That's something, yeah, for sure, go ahead and make sure that they're authoritative. Again, with all of this, you want to make sure you're linking out to good top value websites. You don't want to just link to a spammy type website. So that's an example of how to do your linking. The next thing I'm going to be doing is obviously, let's talk about your categories. Categories now, you want to obviously add relevant categories to what you do. So for example, let's say this again is a travel blog. A couple categories I can do here is I can break it up into for example, geographical regions. So this is, for example, if I'm a travel blog, but what if I'm a travel agent and I want to, kind of have a little bit more, punch to that? What I can do is I can say, this is a deals. I could be writing an article about deals that, that are coming up for, spring break or something like that. So I can label the category that way. The next part that you want to do, usually you don't really need to link more to than one more, link to more than one category. So the next part is about tags. You want to obviously pick, 3 of the best tags. So obviously this is about family travel. So I can do family travel. Obviously we're traveling. This could be, related to 2018. You usually want to make your posts as evergreen as possible, but if this is related to something, you can do your tags this way as well. So again, one category, 3 tags is usually how I do my posts as well. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is your image. Your featured image. You want to have your image optimized in a few different ways, which I'm going to show you right now. So let me just jump into picking an image here. I already have one. This one I like, and I'm just going to download. I'll probably take this one. What you can do, let me just download it here. Okay, so let me just show you how to optimize your images. Okay, so here's my image right now, and obviously I need to make sure that I do a few things with it. Size-wise, I want to make sure it's 1920 by 1080 tall. The max I want to do usually is 1280, but 1920 by 1080 is a perfect size for your blog images. The other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure of a couple things, that this is optimized with the name of, what, I don't want to, again, plumbers in New York, plumbers in New York, plumbers in New York. You don't want, from an SEO point of view, you don't want to need to repeat what you're targeting with your money keywords in your optimization. You want to really obviously talk about what the picture is about. That way, the search engines kind of get a feel of the overall, idea of what the image is, because they can't read the image. You have to obviously tell them about that. So for example, this one, I could say family travel ideas to Italy. So I can save that. So that's going to be the name of my file. So that's a first thing to optimize. So the second thing to optimize is obviously the size of it. So let me just go back to here and do this. And you want to have the resolution at 72. So that's going to obviously bring down the size. And there are plugins to further decrease the size of the picture. You want to obviously have it as small as possible. So that's why I say you should constrict yourself to these, height and width and resolution. So I'm going to save that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, it's now saved it. I'm going to save the image, and now I'm going to go back to WordPress and upload it. Okay, so now to upload the image, I can obviously, if I wasn't here, I could upload it through media. I can add it through media here if I want to put it, say, in the middle here, like a picture. But as a featured image, I'm just going to load this up. And I already have one picture here. So what I can do, actually, before I do that, I'm going to add another image in the middle here just to show you guys. I'm just going to go back to Pixels, and I'm just going to pick, let's see, that's a nice one with the airplane. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this one as well, and put that as the middle image, just to kind of spruce up the blog post a little bit. So I grabbed a picture. Let's just go add media. I'm just going to go upload file and just add it right now. Okay, so now it's uploading, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to align it center. I'm going to do full size, and obviously the WordPress will constrain it down to the width of whatever this dimension is. Like I said, in this format there is a sidebar, but obviously you can have it full width across depending on your WordPress template. The other thing I want to do obviously is to make sure that the title and alt text minimum, you want to have these here so people know what it is. And I'm going to show you a website actually that you can clean this up. Let me just go there right now. So I'm on convertcase.net, and this is a great website to automatically change the case of your text. Okay, so I just pasted this in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove these dashes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go capitalize case. I'm going to recopy this. I'm going to go back to here and just do that. I'm going to tab out and make sure that it turns to saved. Paste that, and it resaves. So that will give the other thing that you need to do with images. You need to have a title, which is related to the image, of course, and alt text, of course. Center it and put it into the post, and bam, there it is. Looks very nice. Great. So I'm going to do the same thing with the featured image. Okay, so I'm going to do again this. I'm going to go back to convert case, go here, and I'm just going to do this, for example. Okay, capitalize case. Copy that, go back to here, paste that, it's now saved. And obviously I don't have the measurements here, but what I'm going to do is set the featured image, and there it is. So that is the featured image. I've shown you now how to optimize the images. Fixing a number of things such as the title, the permalinks. I'm going to save this and show you how to go to the permalinks in a second here. I showed you about interlinking, about the categories, about the tags, about the images like I just said. So like I said, you want to have your separators, your headers as separators. You want to add media. You can also go to YouTube, if you're talking about something here and you can, relate it to, something on YouTube. You can embed a YouTube video. That'll create more engagement because people will be on your site longer to obviously watch that video, which is a great thing. And like I said as well, keep your paragraphs short, and you don't want them too long because obviously you want people to be able to easily read, and online on a computer screen, shorter paragraphs are more beneficial. So let's publish this. All right, so I'm going to go back to here. We're going to go back home and we're going to see the post. And there it is. So that's our article. I'm just going to, sometimes this might be better. Depending on the template, you can, no, it's kept at the same size. But depending on the template, sometimes you have the option for the format of the post, but we'll keep it like that for now. So that worked out well. Okay, so for the permalinks, I'm just going to go to setting, permalinks, and you want to obviously have it on, what I usually obviously do is have it on post name. That way you're able to, you really don't want to put dates because you don't want to date your content, because if you're looking for something on Google and people see a date, and right now it's 2018, but if I see an article from 2014, I might be less, I might click on it less than something that doesn't have a date or has an earlier date, just because I'll assume that that content sort of is, old and outdated. So I want to click on something that is more, relevant. So obviously, again, that depends in your theme if it actually posts the date in Google, and but for here with the URL structure, just have post name, and then I'm going to save changes, and then there you go. And then obviously you can still hear nothing's really changed because it was the same, but there it is right there. So everything is now perfect, and that is how you customize and set up the perfect post. As you can see, you have your images here, which will take you to the other items. So easy navigation for people, and a great way to get more link juice passed to other sites. So I'll be making more videos on blogging in the future, but just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a a little sample of how to kind of craft your perfect post, and things that you can add to it. So as you can see, there's a ton of things that you need to do to craft the perfect blog post and how you need to format it properly. You can use this video as a guide for your upcoming articles to ensure that you hit all the points of what you need to do. And if you've gotten any value out of today's video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and a like down below. And also, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Success Nation and this channel by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell beside that, as I'm dropping pure value content videos for you guys on this channel on business marketing and entrepreneurship every single day. So once again, my name is Maher Abyad. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your business and entrepreneurial journey. I want to see you the biggest and best success that you can be in business and in life, of course. And until the next video, I will catch you guys later.